22 years old, youngest MVP in NBA history, officially the best player in the entire league. One night, one wrong step. The guy who was supposed to be the next Jordan was never the same again. This is Derrick Rose. Englewood, Chicago, one of the roughest parts of the city. No dad in the picture, just him, his mom Brenda, and 3 older brothers who made sure nothing and nobody got in his way. His mom, no joke. She'd walk the block and literally drag him home herself. Even dudes on the corner respected her enough to send him home when she came looking. By high school, this dude's already one of the most hyped point guards in the entire country. Scouts watching him before he's even played varsity ranked the #1 point guard in the nation. This wasn't a slow burn. Everybody already knew. 1 year at Memphis, playing under Coach Cal. Instantly, you can tell this dude's different. 26-0. Straight to the national championship game. Against Kansas. 25 points in the Final Four to get them there. Championship game, he's cramping up late. Misses a huge free throw that could have sealed it. Memphis loses in overtime. That miss still gets brought up today. But nobody who watched that tournament thought this kid wasn't going pro. 2008 draft, Chicago Bulls, first pick. They take Derrick Rose, his hometown team. The kid from Englewood, picked to save the Bulls. That's a movie script before he's even played a game. Rookie year, Rookie of the Year. But that was just a setup. 2010-11 season, Rose is 22, and he just goes off. 25 points a game, almost 8 assists. Bulls go 62-20, best record in the league. Best Bulls team since the Jordan era, May 2011. They hand him the MVP trophy. 22 years old, youngest MVP in NBA history, breaking a record that stood since the 60s. This wasn't some fluke MVP either. Watch the tape back. This dude's doing stuff that doesn't look human. 40-inch vertical at the combine. Guys couldn't stay in front of him. Bulls run into LeBron, Wade, and Bosh's Heat in the conference finals, losing 5. But everybody in Chicago knows this is just the beginning. That December, Bulls hand him a 5-year, $94.8 million deal. So massive, the league names a rule after him, the Derrick Rose rule. Everything's set. Derrick Rose is about to be the face of the league. And then, in one single night, all of that changes. April 28th, 2012, Game 1 of the playoffs, Philadelphia. Bulls got the 1 seed. Everybody expects a real run. Late in the game, Rose is driving, plants his leg to stop, and just goes down. Silence in the arena. You can tell by how he's reacting, it's bad. Torn ACL, right knee, done for the playoffs. Then it gets worse. He misses the entire next season too. For a guy whose whole game was built on speed and explosiveness, this was the worst possible injury. The clock on his prime started ticking the second he hit that floor. He comes back for 2013-14. Everybody's hoping it's the 2011 guy again. Last 10 games, tears his meniscus, other knee, done again. Comes back again in 2014-15, gets hurt again, another procedure. This becomes his career for years. Get healthy, look good for a stretch, get hurt again. In 2016, in the middle of all this, he's also named in a civil lawsuit, accusing him and 2 friends of sexual assault. Goes to an actual trial that October. Jury clears him of liability. It's part of his public record, worth mentioning honestly, but it's not what defines the rest of his story. By 2016-17, he's already bounced. Chicago to the Knicks, then Cleveland, then Minnesota. The guy who was supposed to be a top 5 player for a decade is now just trying to find a role anywhere that'll take him. But here's the part people forget. Halloween night 2018, Minnesota. Rose drops 50 points against Utah. 50. Years removed from the MVP days. Banged up. Written off by everybody. After the game, he's literally crying in the interview because he knows better than anybody what it took just to still be capable of a night like that.
Not long after he hits 10,000 career points. Signs with Detroit in 2019. Puts together one of the best stretches of his career off the bench. 20 plus points, 14 straight games. This wasn't the explosive 22-year-old MVP anymore. This was a guy who rebuilt his whole game around what his body could still do and made it work anyway. 16 years in the league. Retires right before the 2024-25 season. 17.4 points a game for his career. 3 All-Star appearances. 1 MVP that's still one of the most electric seasons anybody's ever had. Guys like Joakim Noah and Luol Deng, his old teammates, have said flat out they think Chicago wins the title in that era if he doesn't get hurt. His Hall of Fame case is actually debated, which almost never happens for an MVP, just because his prime got cut so short. But ask anybody who watched the league in 2011, they'll tell you there wasn't anybody better. Derrick Rose became the youngest MVP in NBA history at 22, then spent the next decade fighting his own body just to stay on the floor. Some stories are about what somebody became. His is about what got taken from him and what he still managed to do anyway. If you enjoyed this one, subscribe and let me know who I should cover next.